Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to Dead Air Plays Warhammer 40K. It's the third game for
Yo!
our Warhammer 40K week. This is our third 1K game. This time it's between Klez and Ron. So,
Loser gets to suffer the choice of the winner for the next army.
Oh yeah, but
yeah, so for this game, we regenerated the map and mission. For mission, we got number 12, Deliverance under uh, GT Nephilim, and we're still using open war cards, and we generated indiscriminate projectiles. So each turn, people are gonna be suffering mortal wounds because
well,
apparently
not
we're
really.
gonna be fighting under bombardment, and we already picked out the secondaries for this game. Clash chose Martial Interdiction, Bring It Down, and Grind Them Down. Byron chose Synaptic Insight, Assassination, and Psychic Interrogation. Not sure about these secondary choices, if they're the most efficient for this game, but they're new, so let them play as they want. So let's move on to the army now. Starting off with Klez, recap your army.
I have suffered a great shame previously, losing 30 points to 71. And so, in the theme of great shame, I have chosen the Dark Angels.
Oh yeah, I forgot this isn't the game yet. This is the setup video. So I
Yeah.
guess this will be the in-depth explanation.
Okay, so the Dark Angels, for the first time, it's not an outdated chapter. It actually has 9th edition stratagems.
Hmm.
So, okay, let's walk through some general choices. This is the first time I'm running a librarian and a chaplain
Hmm.
with a librarian warlord. That's if you look into the stats, it's basically souped up for Psyker. It has double deny the witch. It has +1 on deny and cast. So that's going to be fun because I haven't driven any Psyker units ever.
Hmm.
I've always suffered at Psychers, but yeah. So general choices. I have no heavy support. I've decided to spread out my army into a 3-layer infantry system. So we have the Deathwing as my heavy hitters, the what do you call this? The Melta Space Marine 3-stack as my main like medium hitters, and then I have some cannon fodder of triple Space Marines. So these are squads of 6 that will be split up into 3 in deployment. And we have a Primaris Chaplain that is literally there to just spam catechism of fire, and pretty tanky too. Justin sent me a video about a chaplain and Dark Angels.
Yeah, Asmodai.
It was really hilarious.
Weapon!
I kept replaying it too. It was just so good. Yeah. I didn't know that scene existed actually prior to making this army. So it's a bit funny. So a bit about the Dark Angels in general. Let's start with Grim Resolve. Grim Resolve basically gives me a +1 to hit on if I don't move, as well as certain
Auto-pass combat attrition.
Auto-pass combat attrition, and that's for all units with the keyword Dark Angels. So all
Also,
chapters.
for Grim Resolve,
And
pile in and consolidation does not count as a move for Grim Resolve. It excludes
Yeah,
that specifically.
yeah. So I can be very tanky while doing like shooting and all that. And then we have Inner Circle, the Inner Circle rule set, which basically gives these guys a a like a ignore 3 or lower wounds for anything with an infantry keyword, and they're really tanky. I've
Morale
decided
auto
to suit
pass.
Morale Auto Pass, for example. So I've equipped these Deathwing Terminators with a plasma weapon, and a sergeant with a shield and hammer. So the shield will provide 4+ invuln. If they die, they'll fall back to 5+ invuln. They're relatively tanky. They have a standard 2+ to save. So, they're basically a spread up version of a tank. I believe these are like 205, all points considered. So all of them have power fists and all that fun stuff. And then that's basically my army. There's multi meltas every other half squad, and it's now spread out. So this is quite different from what you guys have seen so far with me, where I usually have built around a heavy support who's making circles.
And meaning is hard to play.
Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. Dark Angels. Gonna enjoy driving this one because yeah, I've made a switch from the previous army, because if I lose this game, I'm not gonna be picking my next army.
Hmm.
So might as well try an army that is more shooting focused. So that's all for me.
Is there any lore for your army specifically?
So basically, Ultra Marines got so traumatized they turned into Dark Angels.
Okay, then.
That's the lore.
Moving on to Byron. What do you have for
Okay.
us?
I still have the same unit as the last time, so I'm still using the Leviathan and as the adaptive of stabilizing membranes, which has a whenever I do a range attack and wound roll 6, my AP got improved by 1.
Hmm.
And then moving on to the neurotrope. So first things first, the abilities. So as a neurotrope, it has already additional 1 to the psychic test. Next is that thing that I keep on forgetting is the perfectly adapted. I get to roll one dice, one of the rolls once per battle. Then I also put a resonance barb on it, a relic. Basically, it adds 1 additional more psychic test, so that makes it 2 now. And then it learns 1 additional psychic power, which is the horror, but we'll get into that. Next is finally I can finally explain this because someone has a psyker now, Shadow of the War. So
Yeah.
enemy psyker within 18 inches of this unit, it gets a subtract 1 psychic test, and then if that enemy psyker suffers a Parents of the Warp, it suffers 1 additional mortal wound. And then next is the Spirit Leech. Basically, in my psychic phase, basically, if an enemy in my psychic phase suffers a mortal wound, so example a smite, I got to pick a friendly neuro or Zoan within 12 inches of this unit, and then they regain 1 lost wound. But I can only do that up to 3.
Did you forget to use this last time as well?
Yep. Yes. Next is it was a sign up. You already know what's that. You can just and then auto pass morale. It has the Neurotop also has a 3 plus invul. And then lastly, the Warp Siphon. In my command phase, friendly psyker within the synaptic link of this unit. Um, they got to they got whenever whenever that selected psyker do a psychic test. Hold on. Oh yeah. Okay, so they got the additional dice, and then when after I rolled, I discard one, and then and that's it for the abilities of the Neuro. And next to the psychic power. So first is the catalyst. Range is the synaptic link. I got to select a friendly unit, and it's a buff. So that buff is if that unit is not a Titanic.
Yeah,
If
we
not a
can
Titanic,
skip the Titanic because we don't even
oh
have a
we
Titans.
don't, yeah. I just did. So yeah, if it's not a Titanic, then I got to roll a d6, and on a 5, it does not lose a wound.
5-up shrug.
Yeah. Next is 5 Nexus, which I finally understand. So hold on. How do I summarize this? So hold on. Let me just demonstrate it. Just where are you?
Okay.
Can you? Okay. So in here, for example, so in this case, the zoanthrope imperative is activated. So in this scenario, the neurotope is only affected by the imperative because the zoan, yeah, sorry. And then so if I cast zone neurotropes hive nexus, I can basically pass that effect to the exocrine because because the exocrine is within the synaptic link. And yeah, that's basically what the hive nexus does. Next is neuro neuroparasite. The range is synaptic link or 18 inches. So I got to select an enemy unit, and then if I do, I roll a d6 for each model that unit has, and if the rolls exceeds that model's toughness, that unit suffers a 1 mortal wound, and I
Oh,
can only do this up to 6 mortal wounds. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, and next is the smite, the usual psychic power. With the nearest 18 inches unit, I have to roll a d3, and then if the charge is 10, then it's a become a d6. And then last is because of the resonance barb, the horror, I got to select a enemy unit that is within 24 inches, and then that enemy suffers a -2 leadership and -1 for the combat attrition.
hmm.
And that's it for the neuro. Then next is the zoanthropes. Hold on. Okay. Next is the zoanthropes. So it basically has the same as neuro. So it has a side of the warp, synapse, a warp field, but it has a 4 plus involved. And it also has a warp plus. Oh god, hold on. The minute of I want to second. Oh, it's when the warp plus basically um how do I explain this? Like the shit.
So plus
So
1 psychic test for each model in the unit whenever
yeah,
you smite or witch fire, and plus 1 mortal wound every time you smite for each
for
model,
format model, yeah.
maximum
Sorry.
of 3. So
Okay.
since this specifies smite or a witch fire, the plus
Mm,
1 to psychic test does not apply to your blessings, so
Yeah,
it doesn't apply to Catalyst and Hive Nexus.
yeah. I think we made that wrong. So that's it for the abilities. Next is the psychic power. Same with the uh neuro. It has a catalyst, hive
Yeah.
nexus, and smite. And then okay. And next is the Thermagants. Uh, first ability is the swarming masses. Basically, the engagement range for the Thermagants is in just increase. It became
Two and a
two
half
and a half,
inches.
basically 2.5, and then and the next one is toxin sacks. Whenever they melee, uh, hit roll of 6 automatically wounds.
Hmm.
That's it. And then next is the exocrine. So it has a death roll, so it explodes when it dies. And then, sorry, it has a symbiotic targeting. So in the movement phase, if it remains stationary or moves less than the total distance, it gets a buff where the target doesn't get the benefit of the cover.
Hmm.
And then next is the synaptic enhancement. So this model gains shadow in the warp and synapse. So
Hmm.
which I already explained, but it is.
Hello. Is it-
Gone? I think he's gone.
Did I cut off? Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's cut off a bit.
Okay, when did I last
you
stop?
were Synapse and Shadow and the Warp for Exocrine.
So Exocrine has a with the synaptic enhancement, it has a shadow of the warp in synapse, which I already explained what it is.
Hmm.
So that's it for the Exocrine. Next is the Harpy. Um, it has a death rolls too, same with the Exocrine. And then it has a hover optional. So in my command phase, I can either make it hover or not. If I made it hover, it'll lose a ability of maneuverable, hard to hit, and airborne predator. And then as for those, as for the airborne predator, basically, if I didn't hover it, I can only charge a aircraft. And then next be hard to hit. It got any range attack against this model, subtract 1 from that hit roll. And then maneuverable. Whenever I move this unit, whenever it's a normal, advance, or fallback, I have to pivot it on 90 degrees first, then move the model to straight forward.
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean,
Oh,
what it means is whenever you make a turn, you can only turn up to 90 degrees.
okay.
And you have to turn before you move. So,
And
yes, yeah, because
it
for
also has a
aircraft, they can only move forward, straight lines. They can't make turns.
mm, again, and then next is the malicious ammunition. So whenever this model shoots, after making its attack, I think I forgot this last time. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Mortal wounds on hit
Yeah.
on a 2 plus.
Yeah. So select one unit that was hit or one or more of those attacks, roll 1d6, and on a 2 plus suffers a d3 mortal wound.
Yee.
And it also has a ability to uh
Drop
land a
spore
spore mine,
mines.
which I'm not sure if I ever gonna use it. And that's it for my units.
Yee. Okay, so that was both armies and the setup for this game. This is the map. If you notice, I put in chessboards in the ruins because they're floor. They don't have floorboards for some reason, and their area terrain obscuring. This is obscuring light cover, difficult ground. This is dense cover, difficult ground. This is breachable, uh, stable position, and this is the map we're gonna be playing on. And yeah, that's the setup. See you in the actual game. Link will be in the description. Uh, like, wait, actually, you have
What?
a lore for the battle?
Oh, you Chris, you're good at this.
So, returning from their horrifying defeat, um, and taking on so much stress that they changed chapters, the former Ultramarines, now stripped of their plot armor, were trudging on the way home. And they just so happened to run into the 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 Tyranid army that was on their way home from getting kicked their butts in France. And so these are two armies who are in very bad moods, having very bad days, and now being forced to fight on a very bad terrain.
Yeah, and also it's raining ammunition,
Also, it's raining
artillery,
meteorites, and
barrages.
apparently so many things are happening.
Yeah.
It's like the worst day for everybody, and the only one that gets to go home is the one that you know
I like how in
the
the
one that
last
wins.
game the plot armor broke before the guard.
And it's no wonder I don't never see Ultramarines in meta lists. Like they don't even statistically show up.
Yeah, I think the reason why Space Wolves and Blood Angels are pretty high because the last 3 turns you get Assault Doctrine, which buffs pistols and melee.
So you can basically cut them out.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah, so that's the setup for this game, everybody. Like and subscribe if you want more for some reason, and see ya later. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Good night.